the world in general. And I hope that you'll having a fantastic day today. It is, wow, it's Wednesday. Can you believe that? The 16th of January, 2025. Wow. What a day. What a day to be a day. It is such a day. Today is a day. And as you can hear, I am walking around in a noisy part of northern Israel where the sun is shining and the skies are blue today. Thankfully, in this part of the country, we have not had any complaint cylinders flying over the border towards us for yet another day, yesterday and so far today. And the so-called ceasefire that we've had in place for about a month is relatively holding up. Not perfectly, but has been holding up relatively. And that makes it a lot easier to focus on trading. Things like Bitcoin and altcoins. So what exactly is that market of cryptocurrencies doing on this fine day? Well, if you see, first of all, just a quick recap of what happened yesterday. We generally saw the assets plodding along nicely. Did not make any specifically huge moves on the Bitcoin, but it did move up, relatively quite nicely from the beginning of the day to the highs of the day. And then on the new day, on this daily candle, which starts around here, this time zone, starts at like 2 in the morning or something like that, which is roughly what, like 7 p.m. U.S. Eastern time. You did see the asset move up a little, right? And then right back down. And if you notice where it went to, well, you looked at your VRE chart, you would notice exactly the targets it hit, right? Those are not accidental, right above that weekly target and everything. It is, inside of the central monthly range, right near that center. And in fact, yesterday, if you were listening to the Alpha Trading live stream, you would know, right, that we were even telling you. In fact, Bilbo said it very specifically. Said if the asset closes the day around, or maybe even a bit above, but around that center of that monthly range, it could stay above, basically, at or above where it was during the live stream, that it would be a good setup for another potential trending day. And that is indeed what we do have, because if you look at the assets VRE width on the day, you'll notice it's like, quite narrow. I guess like, 0.13% or something like that. It's pretty tight. Well, maybe just 0.5%. I think it's probably closer to 0.5% today, if I remember clearly. I've looked at so many charts already. Early this morning, I've forgotten what Bitcoin's was specifically. I think it was 0.47%. Correct me if I'm wrong. Leave a comment below if you are using the VRE width tool or the measurement tool to measure the VRE width, which is actually the proper way to do that if you ask me manually. But anyway, anything under 2% is relatively tight enough to be a trending day, certainly. And at 0.5% or less, it definitely is tight enough. So it is a trending day. Look for trending moves on the 15-minute or lower time frames. Obviously, in the run-up to traditional market open, there tends to be a higher probability of said moves. And in the run-up to and immediately after market open, you see a lot of trending moves on a regular basis, especially when there's a trending day. And, it's full on the middle of the traditional week, so everybody's at their trading desks, and it's not just weekend warriors fighting it out with the bots. Right? This is like a normal day of the week, so make the most of it. May it be most capital, as they say. Profit from the day. Carpe diem and all that good stuff. Be the captain of your ship or whatever. cheesy lines you want to use to motivate yourself when you are trading. It doesn't really matter. See, if you're trading the VEPs, you can joke around and have fun a lot and say silly things like that because it's fun. Because you're not worried constantly about, oh no, am I going to be on the right side of the trade? The vast overwhelming majority of the time you will be if you're reading the VEPs correctly. It's if you're not reading the VEPs correctly, or more importantly, whether or not you are reading the VEPs correctly, if you're not taking the correct actions to win the trades. But then you're going to have problems. Because you can read the VEPs correctly, but do the wrong thing, you're going to get wrecked, or you're going to lose the trade anyway. And that's not what you want. You want to read the VEPs correctly and do the right thing, do the correct trading maneuver. That is the most important thing to do. If you don't do that, and if you just read the VEPs correctly, but you don't actually take the trade correctly or make the trade correctly, then you're not going to gain. And if you actually put real money on the line, eventually you will lose. So how do you overcome that? Well, first of all, you practice trade. No real money on the line. Practice trade. You know that on TradingView and on pretty much every single exchange worth its salt, they'll give you on exchanges, they'll give you a virtual bag of fake cash, right? That you can use on their exchange servers. They have a fake copy of their exchange server where it's just running, it's running the real data set, but it's not real money in your bag. So the P&L is not real, but it shows you the percentage you would have won or lost in your P&L. And they give you whatever, they put $100,000 in there or something like that. And if you ever trade it all and lose it or something, you just ask them, hey, I lost my money, my virtual money, can you please refresh it? And, normally they'll do that because it's not real money, right? They're just pushing a few buttons to get you to be able to, because they want you to be able to trade on their exchange, obviously. So that's a thing they do. But you can also do trading, practice trading on TradingView. And, it logs your trades, it logs your entries and exits, it logs your P&L and all that stuff. And it's completely free, right? And you don't have to use a separate exchange or anything else like that. But it's good to use, right? Unless you run your trades through TradingView, which I do not recommend doing for a variety of reasons. But unless you actually run your trades through TradingView, connected to some exchange of your choice that works with them, and there are many, but still I don't recommend it. But unless you do that, then it's good to practice running the actual practice trades on an exchange, in my opinion. Now, is it okay to run them on TradingView? Absolutely, it's fine. The point is to get in the reps, right? Like anything, when you're working out, it's all about repetition, right? It's all about doing it over and over again and recognizing that practice makes perfect, right? It's going to be, you're not going to do one bench press and then suddenly be like Mr. Muscles guy. No, you got to do a lot of them, right? And you got to build up slowly from a small number and build up to a bigger number over time, right? And you're not going to suddenly be on day one, go from a zero to a hero on the bench press, right? It's going to take you months, if not years, to get to the ideal, strength that you are targeting as your goal, right? At least, there's no way, you can't beat around that bush. Same thing in trading. Now you can go from zero to being a consistently profitable trader in far less than years. In fact, you could do it in far less than many months. You can do it, within a month if you really dedicate the time to do it. Okay, but that doesn't mean you're going to have your best win rates within a month. Certainly not. That'll take you some time, right? It's going to take you, very likely at least a good number of weeks, right? Look, my particular experience with doing this is very different than most people. When I went full bore into volatility trading, and left all the traditional TA nonsense garbage behind, it was 2020. It was the height of the whole time when you couldn't go outside. Really, there was a lockdown where I happened to be here in Israel, a different place than where I am now. But in Israel, and there was a lockdown. Couldn't go anywhere. So I had like a week of literally nothing, nowhere to go. Couldn't go anywhere. So I did that, like 24/7 practically. And within a week was only trading, volatility, like real money, not practice. So the first couple days, all I did was learn, not even any practice trades, just learn like crazy, write everything down as much as I could. Next couple of days, just kept on learning, and ran a bunch of practice trades. Next couple of days, learning, whole bunch of practice trades. And I'm talking, I was doing hundreds of them a day, okay? And also some real trades. And then by the end of week one, like on the last day of week one, I shifted completely to just doing real trades with real money. And I kept learning, of course. But in that first week, I managed to understand it well enough to just be trading real money, and immediately shifted my profitability margins to my, to at or above my minimum threshold, right? In Voodoo TA, I was lucky if I was winning on a regular basis 40%. I think I was somewhere in the 30 to 40% range. I don't even remember. Definitely above 20%. Usually above 30%, but not all that often above 40% of my trades were winning trades. But I was profitable, but only because I was managing my risk very well, right? Which is the number one thing in trading. Managing your risk. If you don't manage your risk, it doesn't matter what you use as trading tools and as trading methods, you're going to lose money. So you need to learn how to manage your risk. That's the most important thing, right? And if you don't know how to do that, that's what alpha trading is really for. More than anything, more than our incredible tools, which are really the best on the market, more than our, methods of how we trade, more than our, more than anything I can show you, which it will be really useful to doing this well and to be consistently profitable very quickly. It's all about the risk management, like 90%. The other 10% is super important, but it's 10%, right? The risk management really is the vast, overwhelming bulk majority of the information you need to know to be a successful trader. And my particular trading went from like whatever it was, 20, 30, 40% win rate, profitable, but only 20, 30, 40% win rate, which is terrible. I did not consider that to be a winning trader, right? Consistently profitable, yes, but a winning trader, no. When you're only winning less than half of your trades, you're not a winning trader. I'm sorry. This isn't baseball where like you get in the Hall of Fame if you have a 300 batting average or whatever, or 350 or whatever the standard is these days. Right? You need to be at least 51% wins and manage your risk very well. In other words, you need to be generating profits and winning most of your trades consistently to be a consistently profitable trader. By definition, you can make money still losing most of your trades, but it's not reliable. Okay? Because if you're losing most of your trades, guess what? There's going to be a few where you slip up badly, and it's going to hurt your profitability significantly, and it's going to suck. It's not worth it. Yeah, it might not happen to you. It didn't happen to me. Like it didn't kill my profitability terribly ever, but there were definitely losses that sucked. That I would rather not have had, and had I known better, had I had the tools and all that stuff, and the means and the methods, then it would have been much better. That's the beauty of the VEPs, is you can avoid the not knowing part. Right? You can see the leading information, and it tells you, this is likely to do this, and then it does. Right? So, my point is, right, that it is entirely possible to be consistently profitable and to be winning most of your trades, right, if you're managing your risk. And so I went from, inside of a week, dropping all of the TA where I was winning 20 to 40% of my trades, call it 30, it doesn't matter, 20 or 30% of my trades. I don't know. My goal was to basically more than double that. Right? My goal was to win at least one standard deviation of my trades. What does that mean? It means I wanted to win at least 68.2 or 68.3% of my trades consistently. And it happened practically immediately in my case. I don't show or flex or anything like that, my win rate, but I'll just tell you that people who trade the VEPs properly, like winning 80 to 90% of the trades is not unusual. And I know people in the Voodoo TA world who say, oh, that's not possible. Nobody wins 80 to 90% of their trades. They don't believe it. Okay, ask a hedge fund that uses VEPs. Most of them don't. Ask an HFT firm that uses VEPs. The good ones do. They don't call it VEPs. They call it other things. Just trading volatility or whatever, and entropy. And they by definition use probabilities and statistics. Right? We just made a cute acronym that's easy to remember. Ask any of them what their win rate is, and if it's possible to win 80 to 90% of their trades. Right? The good ones, the smart ones, who actually know how to use volatility and entropy properly. HFT firms know because they run huge algorithms that are built on those things. Right? The good ones, anyway. And they will tell you absolutely it's positive. It's possible to do that. In fact, not only is it possible, right, they do that on a regular basis. If they didn't, they wouldn't be in business very long. They would join the ranks of so many other hedge funds and professional traders that just constantly have the title of really suck. Like, you need to know that. They're not good. They're not good at all. The average professional trader does not beat Wall Street. When I say Wall Street, I mean they don't beat the S&P 500. They don't beat the S&P 500. Did you hear what I just said? That means if they bought money, put money, invested their customers' money on just the S&P 500 stock index fund, they would make more money at the end of the day, week, month, and year than if they tried to trade it themselves. Why? Because the average trader on Wall Street, when you say Wall Street these days, it doesn't literally mean they're working physically on Wall Street, because very few people actually work on the floor anymore, right? All the trading is done on computers. But the average professional trader that works for a stock brokerage firm or that works for a hedge fund or some other kind of capital investing firm, the average trader who gets a salary and everything to trade someone else's money, I'm not kidding. Like, that's a real number. That's a real statistic. You can look that up. Stockbrokers, hedge fund managers, if you're giving them your money, you should know the vast overwhelming majority of them do not do very well, and the average don't even beat the index fund that you can buy on Robinhood or whatever trading application you have on your phone. What is the other one called? I forget. Strut? No, not Strut. Whatever. The things like Robinhood, right? Completely retail trading apps where you could buy, or just go on Thinkorswim or go on Tasty. Don't even buy options. Don't even nothing. Just DCA buying S&P 500. Put in $20 a week. Doesn't matter. Just put in $20 a week. Year, every 5 years, 10 years, you look at that number, you will have beaten the professionals on Wall Street. It's a fact, and you don't need to know how to trade for that. You don't need to learn the VEPs. You don't need to learn anything. It's just a statistic. It's not a one-time thing that happened in 2023 or in 2020 because of the disease that was. The average trader, just ask one of those LLM bots. Seriously, you will see the average trader does not beat the stock funds, the index funds. It's not even close. Like, it's not even close. Okay. If it was, I would tell you. I have no reason not to. They don't beat the street. They don't beat the index funds. Why? Because they don't know how to trade. They're terrible at trading. And you could think to yourself, well, hang on, why wouldn't a professional trading firm know how to trade the VEPs? Because they don't. Because they don't use advanced technical analysis, like proper mathematical, highly relevant math-based technical analysis. They use Voodoo TA. They still use SMAs and EMAs and FIBs and all that garbage. And you can think, well, hang on, how are they going to be professionals and do that? Because most people in the world suck at math, and they therefore don't even know that concepts like trading volatility and the Black-Scholes formula even exist. And yeah, you'd think, well, hang on, I thought all options traders were using that since the 70s. Yes, professional options traders who work for smart companies do. But that doesn't mean most people are professionals working for smart companies and they themselves are among the smart traders in their firms. Welcome back, my friends. Yes, welcome back, my friend. I see you there. Upgraded Astro Toilet. Okay. You have a funny username. I think I remember your name, but I don't remember that last part of it. Anyway, so yes, my particular win rate hit my benchmark goals and then kept going up. And it doesn't matter what my win rate is, because my win rate is never going to be your win rate, right? But what I can tell you is that my win rate in the world of trading VEPs properly, right, using the tools we have and the means we use, the method we use at Alpha Trading, it's not out of the ordinary. We have a whole community of traders who have extremely high win rates because we use the VEPs and the means and all that. Anyway, if you want to learn how to do that, come to the Alpha Trading Discord. It's at alphatradinghq.com/Discord. That's alphatradinghq.com/Discord. And you can get the tools for free. You can get free access to our Volatility Starter Pack, completely free. Nothing to pay for that ever. Get tons of educational information. It's incredibly powerful, what's on that free tool set. Honestly, you should use that. And if you want the paid version after you've used the free one, or even not after you've used the free one, you get them together. You get the free tools, and you can try for free our paid tools for a couple of weeks, or you can just go ahead and buy the paid tools if you just want to, get a jump on it and you don't care, you just want the tools with everything. That's fine. You can do that. Because also when you buy the tools, you can DM us, like the co-founders. And when you just get the free trial, you have access to the chat channels and all that, but we may not necessarily reply to DMs when you're not a paid subscriber, because obviously we're going to cater to our paid subscribers first. And then, of course, if you're the type of person who wants to learn with a one-on-one tutor, I can tutor you, or Bilbo can tutor you. We have extremely limited slots. We don't take a lot of students, if you want to call them that, because we spend most of our time actually trading and not tutoring. But we do allow for a very small number of people. Just go to our shop channel and you can see that the details are there. Right now there isn't a holiday sale, but Martin Luther King Day is coming up, and I do believe there's going to be a holiday sale for Martin Luther King Jr. Day, which is the 20th of the month. It's also inaugural day for the president in the United States. So yeah, maybe a double holiday. We'll see. And then next month, maybe there'll be another holiday for, I don't know what, I think there might be one, but for President's Day or something like that. In any case, there's going to be a number of opportunities if you want to wait for sales days, but if you don't, you can just go ahead and get the products and learn to trade. But more importantly, again, you can learn it for free with the free tools, like zero cost whatsoever. If, the tools are a limited subset, obviously, of the overall tools package that we have, but they are very powerful. They are the first tools we had at Alpha Trading, and they are very powerful, or we would not have used them for ourselves to trade, and we certainly wouldn't tell people to learn to trade with them, right? Because why would we? We want people to learn a better way to trade. That's the whole point of our community. Anyway, if you want, join us in the live stream. It starts at 11 a.m. U.S. Eastern Time. We do those Monday through Saturday. These days we're taking Sundays off, these weeks, like as of this past week. So Monday through Saturday, we're doing the streams at 11 a.m. They start at 11 a.m. U.S. Eastern Time. We typically run anywhere from like almost an hour to a little bit over an hour. It depends on the day. But yeah, that'll do for now, folks. Now, beat it.